Welcome to the show. Can I have a raise of hands so that I can know that I'm not talking to myself, please? Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so as you're all aware, this morning we've got special guest on with us today, Emma Cooper, who's going to be having a chat with us about how she starts her day in a positive way and making sure that she can share what she does with herself. So, Emma, are you there?
Morning.
Morning, Emma. How are you doing?
Morning. Very good, thank you. Very good.
Excellent. So, so if you'd like to start by just telling us your story, Em, and I know a lot of people take a lot of inspiration from that, so it'd be wonderful if you could share that with us first of all.
Bless you. Yes, of course I can. I'm not going to bore you in too many details because I'm sure you've seen the YouTube clips. And believe me, I'm sick of saying my own name after the last 27, 28 months. But my name is Emma Cooper, and my background before Forever was that I was a cop. So was my husband. And if I'm honest, the reason I'll tell you it kind of in a bit of a different way because I guess the whole point of this morning is how you start your day off well. And I never ever did before. So before Forever, I worked shifts. So if I'm honest, I've never ever considered myself a morning person. And I never ever thought I would be. Sean can vouch for that. Sean is like mega enthusiastic in the morning. He always has been, which is really annoying. Literally, he would wake up dancing to, which he's got no rhythm, so it's horrendous. But he would wake up dancing to his alarm clock, and I would roll my eyes and just think, oh my gosh, how am I going to live with this for the rest of my life? I can't come with you. But if I'm completely honest, I suffered really badly with anxiety and quite a few bouts of depression. And if you've ever suffered with anything like that, as much as it's a drain, it really is a drain. But I just think mornings like just are not your thing. So before, wind back way before I started Forever, probably 7 years before I started to watch The Secret because I was getting bullied quite badly in work. And my again, to be perfectly honest, my auntie sent it me over, and my auntie's really religious, so I watched about 2 minutes of it and thought, oh my gosh, she's trying to get me into some cult by sending me The Secret. I'm ridiculous, aren't I? But I was just really skeptical of everything, so I just switched off and thought, gosh, she's crazy. 4 months later, my brother Kyle Burrows sent me the same link and said, I found this and I think it'd be really good for what you're going through at the moment. So I said, I watched a couple of minutes and messaged him and said, oh my gosh, did Auntie Angela send you this? I've said her name now. Hope you never meet her. Did Auntie Angela send you this? This is like some religious cult thing. And he was like, no, it's not. Don't be so ridiculous. It's about mindset. And I'm like, really? And he said, yeah, honestly, Em, watch it to the end. It's amazing. So I just thought, oh, why not then? I trust Kyle, I'll watch it. And from that, I watched it every single morning for 18 months without fail, every single morning. As I got ready for work, and as soon as I woke up on my days off, I watched The Secret. And everything changed from there on in. When I first watched it, I thought, this is bloody stupid, if I'm honest. I just thought, as if thinking things is going to change everything. But it absolutely did. Work got better. I got the confidence to decide to apply. I worked in the Gwent Police control room. And then from there, I got the confidence from listening to The Secret to apply for the police, the regular police, but in Manchester. So moving away from home, 4 hours-ish, from my parents, and we're a ridiculously close family. So it gave me so much more than what I ever thought any blinking kind of video or book could give me. And I stuck to that. What happened was that I got every dream job in the police. I didn't have to do the 2 years on the beat. I actually only did 3 months, and I went on to an undercover drugs operation, which is something that I just dreamt of doing. Um, and then I got onto a really kind of elite squad in the cops, and I just had everything just went amazingly well. I then met Sean, but if I'm honest, I stopped then. So when I met Sean, I kind of felt like, oh, everything's perfect now. I can just stop doing all this stuff. And, I did all my goal boards and stuff, and I just stopped doing them all. So then, even though I was really, really happy in my personal life, my work life started to suffer. I got assaulted quite badly quite a few times. Then when the girls were shot and killed, it really affected me. Then remember during this time, Juliana had contacted me and I'd said I'd watched the presentation, but then ignored her about forever. And she continued to follow up with me, good old Jules, for 4 years, and I continued to ignore her. I didn't reply once because it got to a point where I just felt so embarrassed that I'd ignored her for so long. I just didn't bother replying back. But when I was just married and the day after my wedding, I found out I was literally 5 weeks pregnant. I decided when I was 30 weeks pregnant, I'd had a lot of time to think, to go back and forth of work, to work out how much childcare was going to be. It was going to be £1,300 a month for me to go and work full-time in the police to earn £1,600. So I'd be working full-time, giving away wills every day for someone else to do a job, if I'm honest, I wanted to do. And now I realise how hard it is and quite happy to pay that amount of money. Yeah, so giving him over to a child minder every day for me to earn 300 quid, and it just seemed insane. And it got to a moment where I was scrubbing skirting boards in my bedroom and I just had a mini breakdown, cried on the end of my bed and thought, how am I ever going to be able to help him with his first car? How am I ever going to be able to just go out and buy him clothes when I need to? How am I ever going to be able to buy him his next bed that he needs? It's going to be my mum and dad helping us. And this is just really not where I wanted to be or what I wanted my life to look like. I was in Manchester, no way getting back to Wales. You couldn't transfer in the cops. There were just no jobs available. I just thought, I can't believe I've gone and done this so quick after getting married, I guess. And if I'm honest, I just felt absolutely crap about it. And so I thought, and it literally was, it sounds cheesy, but it was like this light bulb go off in my head. She was Juliana Woods then, so Juliana Woods contacted, Juliana Woods contacted, Juliana Woods works from home, Juliana Woods sits in her pyjamas with a laptop on her lap. And so I found her telephone number and I texted her. At the same time, I messaged Forever Living, I emailed, I had a phone call, I think, thinking back, it was from Diana Page. But by which point Jules had replied to me, so I just know I've spoken to Juliana, it's fine. So I often think about that and think, gosh, what if I'd have joined another team? Would it have happened like it did? And I'm certain it wouldn't, because Jules is absolutely fantastic. And if I'm honest, as soon as I saw it, I just thought, okay, so I'll be completely honest. I watched the presentation, I watched the marketing plan, and I was jumping up and down off my seat while I was watching the marketing plan. Sean was in work. And as soon as it got to products, I thought, oh, crap. And I was devastated. I just thought, I've never sold anything in my life. I've never recommended anything in my life. I can't do this. This is not something for me. I hadn't left the house for 18 months without wearing a cap. I only ever went to, my anxiety was so bad, I only ever went to Tesco's, to the gym, because that's good for, depression and anxiety. I only ever went to the gym and to work. And in work, my whole role was to for people not to notice me, so I would follow people. So I guess this was literally the opposite of what I felt comfortable with, what I wanted to do. But I also realised straight away after watching this business presentation that I need to start listening to The Secret again. I need to get into that. So I started that immediately. I watched the presentation a few more times, and when I saw the marketing plan, I just thought, Emma, what have you got to lose? Yes, it's something different. Yes, it's going to be doing things you're not comfortable with. But if it gives your son this incredible life, then why are you even thinking about it? Sean researched it then, we did a thorough investigation, and I realised I had absolutely nothing to lose, if I'm honest. And I got stuck in. And I did everything that I wasn't comfortable with. I say yes to everything now. Chris will vouch for me for that, they know what I'm like. I say yes to everything, because I just think that that's where I'm going to grow, and that's where, you know, I've spoken at so many events where there's thousands of people, and it terrifies me. The main one that sticks in my head is QLS. Year before last, it was the first big, big event that I'd spoken at with thousands of people. I hadn't even spoken at a success day at that point. And I had a panic attack under the stairs of the seat, you know, you've got that kind of arena style seating at Telford. And my mum was sat under the stairs with me and she was trying to help me out. I think I took about 23 royal jellies to try and get it sorted. But the reason why I tell you this stuff is because whatever you're doing at the moment, wherever your business is, you make the point, you say when it is that things change. Nobody else, it's you. And I would very much recommend that you start doing that by changing your mornings. It's made a massive, massive difference. I'm up this morning because I'm up at 6 o'clock every morning. I get my house tidy because for me, my house has to be tidy for my head to be clear. My house tidy, I get showered, get dressed, get my skin routine done, and I'm ready for William to wake up anytime between 7:30 and 9:30, which is random, but it's true. So I'm ready for that, for the start of my day. I do my work stuff before Wills gets up. I do my mindset training as soon as I open my eyes, and everything is kind of a regime now, I guess. As a result of that, I suppose I'll fast forward 28 months. So as a result of it, what's happened is I have incredible structure in not just my business but my life. My income now is more monthly than my annual income in the police. We have qualified for all of the company incentives. We actually qualify for those within the first 6 months of starting our business, but obviously, you know, they've got more as we've gone on. We have an incredible team of people that literally are like family. A couple of them stayed last night. I quite happily live with them all. They're amazing. I literally swear to you, they are incredible. And we all work together really, really closely. We have an incredible bond, but we all realise the power of this morning regime, of course. We do breakfast clubs as well, like you guys do. We stick to our structure of our trainings, our Sunday armchairs and our breakfast clubs, and that's simply it. And life is good, I guess. And I suppose just to finish off, more recently, of course, we collected a chairman's bonus cheque of $490,000, which is bloody insane, and it gives me goosebumps every time I talk about it. But what that meant to me, that cheque was 10 years police salary. It was £309,000 that forever paid into our bank account the following morning. Best hangover cure ever, I swear. Woke up, picked up my phone. Barclays has sent me a text saying they paid in £309,000, and I thought, what the actual hell?
Yeah.
Spoke Sean up and just said, this is insane. Sean, this is 10 years police salary. And then when I actually think about that, day in, day out, going in and out of that police station, I just think, what the blinking heck is this business done to our lives? Not just that, it's allowed us to, here's the law of attraction for you. I couldn't find a house for love nor money. I went to see everything that was on the market on Rightmove, couldn't find anything, and I drove up the road, up a lane that my friends used to live at when I was a kid, and there was a house that I just thought was absolutely perfect. It wasn't up for sale, so I just posted a note through the door, through the letterbox, and said, you know, I don't know if you're wanting to sell your home or I'm just being incredibly rude, but if you were considering selling, I'd love to have first refusal. I love your home and I'm looking in the area. I got an email that night saying, yes, we are. It was up for £125,000 less than I thought it would be, which is insane. And I went to see it the following day and we're able to put down a 50% deposit. You know, that's what Forever's done for us. And to be able to move into a home, you know, it's nothing like the house we live in now, thank God, because I hate it, even though it's a beautiful home. It's not homely, and I'm all about family and homeliness, and this is nothing like that, although it's been great. It's just everything that I would ever want. So, yeah, it's been worth it, but it all starts with your morning regime.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
I think the key word that you said in there as well is decided, and making that a choice to go and do something and making that change. And I think everybody needs to understand that they have their own responsibility for everything. And I think projecting outward about, you know, it's the government's fault, it's this fault, it's that fault, it's that fault. And you know, if you're able to hold responsibility for everything, then you start to give yourself choices. Then you start to be able to change your life for the better. Then.
No, yeah, absolutely. Everything starts with a choice. You make a choice, and you know, lots of people since I started have said, "Oh, you've sacrificed an awful lot over the last 2 years to work as hard as you have." That's rubbish. I've made no sacrifices whatsoever. I've made choices. Every single one of the things I've chosen to do, it's a choice. You know, I've chosen to work as hard as I did for 2 years. I don't work that hard anymore. I work hard, but I don't work as hard as I did because I work bloody hard. But everything is a choice. I've not given up anything apart from things that don't matter, like TV, you know, and going to the gym, which is why my butt is so much bigger than it was. But that's a choice. I've made choices. Nobody forced me to do it. It's my choice to do what I did. And do you know what? Lots of people I've heard say, and it can question your mindset at times, say like, oh, I couldn't do it, you know, she's got a young child, I couldn't do what she's done, I wouldn't sacrifice that. And it kind of gets my back up a bit because I think, do you know what? And it takes mindset for this. Like, I'm a fantastic mum, and I would have had to be getting up at 5:30 in the morning to get William out of bed, sometimes probably 4:30 because I did a job where we had to put doors in the morning, so we'd have to do, literally we'd do a door at 5 a.m. Now to do that, we'd have to get William out of bed at the latest at 5:30 in the morning for me to get to work at 7. That was the latest I started work. To drop him off at the childminder at 6:30, for me to get into work for 7, to work till 5, to pick him up at 5:45, to get him home, bath, bottle, bed. That is it. That is it. That's all the time I would have had with him. You know, William came to every product launch as a baby with me. Sean, Wills and I travelled the country, but we were together. And we stayed in lovely hotels, we took him swimming, we had days out, and I worked, you know, in the night doing launches and stuff. But we were together doing it. So I haven't sacrificed anything, but I've made choices. So you're right, Chris, it all starts with a choice.
Yeah. And I think that when you talk about mindset, and you talk about getting in the right frame of mind and talking about the law of attraction, which I love as well and a practitioner of, you know, you've got an RAS system which is constantly looking for opportunity, if that's what your mindset is about. Because what you'll find is that if you've got a mindset which is quite negative, then all your mind is looking for is negative things to reinforce that. So by changing your mindset into a more positive one, however hard that is to be able to do, we'll start looking for opportunity then and starting to show you that you can do things and start picking out things during the day for you to be able to grab hold of and start motivating yourself with. And it's important that what you are thinking about, you're projecting as well. And you know, I was reading up on, I was watching yesterday, or the day before yesterday, My Little Girl Maggie, and we don't realize how much we actually influence what's going on around us. And my daughter Maggie's 10, we've met her, and she's been watching what we've been doing. And I was really proud of her the other day because she said, "Oh, does the team read loads of books, don't they, Dad?" And I was like, "Yes." And so she said, "Oh, I might start making some bookmarks. So I'll make some positive bookmarks." And she started writing on live, love, laugh, and she hand makes them. And then she put up onto the page, then anybody who went to buy a bookmark, you know, she was selling them for £1. And she had 25 straight away. And, you know, but she was talking then about, you know, she's a little entrepreneur. She's sitting there looking for an opportunity, but she's getting that from because we are doing these kind of things, then she sees the opportunity and we're influencing people around us without even realizing it. And that's the kind of power that mindset.
Yeah.
So I was
100%. And to give that to your kids is insane, isn't it? You know, to have that. William and I, and Sean, I know you're going to play it in a minute, but we watch a certain video every morning that my brother made actually of our experience in Africa. We we have a morning dance, which is, believe me, I'll never do it because Sean has no rhythm whatsoever. It's embarrassing. But we do things in the morning that set us up for our day.
Yeah.
And I'm really aware of the language I use with William as well. But one thing that you just said there was about kind of being prepared for things, to see opportunities.
Yeah.
And I always, I love Oprah Winfrey. I've read all her books. I subscribe to a magazine. I've listened to every link on YouTube with Oprah Winfrey on, and I listen to it over and over again. And she says, luck is the moment where preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
So really, there is no such thing as luck. You have to be prepared for an opportunity that presents itself. So if you're in a crap mindset, you're never going to go out there today and meet somebody that you might want to introduce enthusiastically into your business, and you want to help them start their own business and get to where they want to be, because you will not be in the right frame of mind to do it. So if I've done this, like, look, just as I'm like, you know, a big person on mindset, it doesn't mean I don't have bad moments or, you know, a bit of a crap mindset. You know, to do things as fast as I've done them just means that I've gone through the challenges that everybody else has gone through over a shorter period of time. In my opinion, that's tougher. Lots more challenges come your way, you know. And I've a wonderful saying that Aidan O'Hare, our vice president of Forever, one of the vice presidents, said to me was, there will always be dogs that bark at the train of success as it rushes by. It's up to you if you slow down to listen to them or not.
Yeah.
And you know, that has really stuck with me. Whether you're at the beginning of your journey, people are being negative about it, or really succeeding, you will get that no matter what, because that is other people's nature, you know, and that's fine. But you're not going to be the majority of people. You're going to be the minority, the people that work on themselves, that work on the mindset, that do what they can to turn that around. And that's the difference. And you know, I think you know, God, I've had every challenge. You can write down on a piece of paper what challenges you might come across building a big business or starting with Forever. And I promise you that I've been through every single one of them. But I always think in my head, Emma, let the dogs bark. You crack on with your day. Let the dogs bark. You know, because they'll always be there yapping away, but you just crack on with, you know, what it is that's important to you.
Yeah, and you know, another thing to remember as well is that, because we teach a technique called NICE, which is notice, intervene, change, and embrace. So what we're looking at is, because with NLP, what you're looking at is, you know, your emotions, the things that drive your behaviors. So what we look at as well is, how do you change your emotions, because they're so powerful. So what we look at is, you know, we ask ourselves a question of, how am I feeling at the moment? So if people are feeling a little bit crappy or a little bit excited or anything along those lines, then they ask themselves, what am I thinking to make me feel that way? So by doing that, you're able to start influencing your thoughts then and change that mindset of going, right, if I think bad things, I'm going to feel bad. It's impossible for me to think bad things and feel good. So what I need to do is change my, flip it to a positive or have something else to think about, which then change the emotions, will then drive the behaviors then. So it's more about taking control of how you operate and staying in control of your emotions. But another thing, what you said a moment ago about how are you going to see opportunity, you know, we emit a huge, and you'll get this from listening to The Secret as well, is that we emit a vibrational energy. And if that vibrational energy is negative, then we'll attract negative people to us. If it's positive, we'll attract positive people to us. So the change in you has obviously sent out a message to Juliana and everybody around you that I'm ready for change. And people will see that then, and they'll warm towards you, because we all attract on the same frequency. So if you're negative or angry, you'll attract all those people towards you. And until you decide to change, then that's pretty much how your life is going to be until you change it.
It's true. And you know, looking through, I suppose on a Forever point of view, looking through my downline, I can see when I've been in a better mindset, I guess.
Yeah.
And you know, some people, we do have down times, like, you know, it's my demon to always work on my head because it's my weakest point. But I can see that when I've sponsored people who are who just have that negative mind frame. Actually, because I've been in a weaker mindset at that point. When I've gone to, for example, at the moment, the last 5 people I've sponsored have been incredible, really, really incredible. And it's because I'm in a mindset now where I think I want to sponsor people who are self-starters. And I listen to this every single morning. So in my blueprint, I listen to it every morning. I'm looking for people who are self-starters, people who are enthusiastic, they've got the right mindset already. They're people who really, really are self-motivated. They're people who want it for themselves. They're people who are willing to put in the work. And I've been attracting those kind of people. And if I look through my downline, you know, the people who have kind of dropped off or been in a bad mindset and not willing, maybe they're not coachable, or they're not willing to kind of work on it, or they're not in it for the long haul. Those have been people that I sponsored when maybe my mindset wasn't as great. And you literally attract where you are in that moment in time, whether you think you're covering the fact that you're a bit negative or not. Actually, I have attracted people at the time of you know, my mindset being low or high, exactly the same.
Yeah.
So it really does work.
Yeah, and I'm completely and utterly agree on that. And I think, you know, like you mentioned that you do affirmations in the morning, positive affirmations about, you know, you see yourself as a Sapphire manager. Or, you know, I was talking to a girl the other day who wanted to lose weight, but by simply saying it wasn't enough for her to be able to do it. So I said to her, well, what weight do you want to get down to? And she said, I want to get down to 11.5 stone. I said, well, you need to start acting now like you're 11.5 stone, because your mindset will then take the opportunities and act as if it's 11.5 stone. And when you're 11.5 stone and you're coming down from 13 stone, you stop eating crap. So as the mindset of 11.5 stone then, or somebody who has a mindset of a Sapphire, you will then do the things that you need to do to be that. And that's what you train in your mindset, in your body, and everything to become. So, you know, we hear the phrase, fake it till you make it. But, you know, I heard a better phrase than that the other day, which was fake it until you become it. And that's something that you can take full control of then. And, you know, an I can attitude or an I can't attitude is just choice. And whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, as the saying goes, is you're right. And I think that's just changing that, taking that T off the end of it and believing you can. And I think the hardest times is when you are down and when you've got that to still carry on. That's the difference between making it and not. It's easy when it's going well, but it's when things become hard. And I think you're a shining example of that. When things become hard, you really, really buckle down, grit your teeth, head down, and just carry on going no matter what. And, you know, I know that you don't take compliments very well, and you don't believe that you know what you've done is inspirational to a lot of people and always pay it off. But you know, compliments are gifts, and I think you should accept everyone that you get, because you've been a complete inspiration to a lot of people. I can't thank you enough for coming on the show today, because I know you're busy. I know you've got a lot on. I know you've had people over last night. And to come to our show and be able to inspire everybody is amazing for us. And I'd like to thank you very much for your time today. You've been amazing.
Anytime. Just one thing before I go about you know, kind of fake it till you become it, fake it till you make it. Do you know, I genuinely feel that, do you know what, you don't have to kind of think anything. If you believe it, you believe it, and that is so powerful. You believe it until you become it. I used to wake up every morning, Chris, and Sean would wake up and I'd say, do me a favour, babes, start calling me a Sapphire manager.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? I said, yeah, start calling me it. Do me a favour, wake up and say, morning, Sapphire manager, every morning for blinking 4 months. We woke up, throughout the day, he would ring me, all right, Sapphire manager? I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Sapphire manager. We call each other it. I believe that I already was it, you know? And that's what it's about. It's believing that you're already there and behaving in the way. And then you find that with a great mindset that things come in your path that will take you there. You attract better people. You become a better person. That's what will get you there. So it's been my absolute pleasure, and thank you for asking me, Chris. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Right, I'm going to pop on your video, which will we normally have the video and a positivity dance, but what we've got is got your video which has the music on it. Great, so that makes so we can fit that in at the end now. So for those of you who've listened in this morning, thanks a lot. We got Georgia Bynum on Friday as well, who did 29 case credits the other day in order to get herself to Eagle, which is completely inspirational. So you can get some tips from her. Thank you, Emma, again. For those of you who are listening to the recording, there'll be a link here to listen to the video because obviously copyright and things like that. So you can click on that and carry on listening. Thank you again, Em. I'm going to pop on the video. You will still be on unmuted if you're, so just to make you aware of that. And I'll just pop this on now. So thanks again, Em, and thanks everyone for listening. Grab hold of all your family, your children, and have a good dance to this and get your day started in a positive way. Don't forget, stick up hashtag I started my day in a positive way, and we'll inspire everybody else around us. So thanks a lot again, Em, and thanks everyone for listening.